and gentlemen, this is Dazzer Transfer Show, Series 6. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man with the iron brew, Mr. Darryl Johnson. I couldn't turn on the thing because for some reason it didn't let me click onto anything. Don't know what happened there. Welcome everyone who's joined today's stream, by the way. Just before we do get started, though, I have to explain something. Unfortunately, our guest Marty unfortunately cannot do tonight. I mean, he really left it late, didn't he? I was saying to him, I need to know like as soon as possible, and then he said he's out with his family tonight. I'm thinking, okay, well, that's good. Thanks for the short notice, but fair enough. And I said, I've only got tonight or Monday left. So he said he doesn't know. So I've come to an agreement and I'll put him on the reserve list for next series. So we haven't got a guest on tonight. So I'm doing it on my own. With regards to the Iron Brew, it turns out I don't have an Iron Brew can upstairs with me. So I'm going to have to quickly go and get myself a can of Iron Brew whilst we get started. So what I'll do is I'll quickly go and get my Iron Brew. I'll be with you in a moment. Okay, right, we've got the Iron Brew now. Apologies about that. Oh, this has been all over the place, this episode already. We got no one in the live chat. Do get your comments in the live chat, by the way. We've got a lot to get through tonight. God help me. As you know, we went live yesterday. The Borough got beat against Fulham. Mask United got beat against top of the league Workington today. And other results as well. United take on Liverpool tomorrow. That'll be live as well. And then I don't know what we're doing from there. So we don't have guests now, but we are going to get started straight away with all these. Oh, God. Whew. I wish you just ran up and downstairs there. Whew. I originally had it set for 7:30 so that me and the guest would have enough time, but unfortunately he couldn't do it tonight, and I've said, well, I need to do Eve tonight, Monday, birthday tonight. But never mind. This is what it is. I've put him down for next series. We agreed with him. So welcome everyone who's joined. Liam Martin. Yeah. We've had to do it on our own, unfortunately, tonight. It's going to be a long night. 7-Up's put, what was the guest channel? It was SCFC Vlogger, Swansea City FC Vlogger, or SCFC Vlogger. It originally was going to be Marley. So we'll get started. We were going to talk about Swansea. I will talk about Swansea anyway. Basically, Wine Booster's gone to Swansea from Liverpool, scored in his debut today against Swansea, got the equaliser for them. Mark Grady went to Swansea from Chelsea as well. I don't think he started today. two loan deals. Wayne Booster's a good one though for Swansea because he is a Liverpool youth player, but he's rarely getting played for Liverpool. So I think that's a good move for Wayne Booster personally because it means he'll get more game time at Swansea and he'll become probably one of the first team starters. Can't believe I went live up the Iron Brew cans. Mark Ray from Chelsea. I don't know that much about him. I'm assuming he must be one of Chelsea's reserve players. I admit I don't know much about him at all. Same with him and Ryan Booster. Two players who probably get started often for Swansea. I don't know how well Booster played. Apart from he did get a goal. Gray, I don't think he started today. Might be incorrect, but I wasn't looking at lineups today. Patrick Cutrone from Fiorentina. Sorry, no, he's gone to. I can't read my own writing. He's gone to Fiorentina from Wolves on loan. Right, I'll get me words right. Patrick Cutrone was a very good individual who played well, mainly in Serie A, and he's played well in the Premier League. He didn't get that many starts though at Wolves, and I think the loan move to Fiorentina for him is a good move because, if I'm not mistaken, he is Italian. He's gone to his home country, which is obviously Italy, and my hair's sticking up. And I think it's a good move for him. He'll get more time at Fiorentina now that they know what he's capable of. It's only a loan deal though, but he'll get more game time, which is something good for him. Mark Bowler from Middlesbrough to Blackpool. He was originally Bowler originally got him from Blackpool, and now he's gone back to Blackpool on loan to the end of the season. Now Mark Bowler didn't get many chances. He scored a pretty decent goal against Crewe Alexandra. That was an embarrassing game, I know. But he didn't get many chances ahead of Coulson and Friend, etc. So I think that probably was the right move for him. Going back to his old club again, and he'll get a bit more game time, a bit more fitness, and he might come back to Bow and play well and might get started ahead of Coulson and Friend. I very much doubt it, mind, after I admit. Cenk Tosun to Palace from Everton scored against Manchester City today to give Palace the lead. And then, of course, a Fernandinho own goal, 90th minute. Completely ruining my bloody Super 6 scores. I did Super 6, by the way, and I got 14 points out of 30, so wasn't too bad. I got the Norwich City score right, and I got the Arsenal score right. I went 1-1, would you believe? I got 2 points for the Brighton draw. Got an out for the West Ham game, and I got 2 points for another game. I think it was it Wolves? Yes, I had Wolves to win, but I didn't get the right score. So if you have just joined, please do like the stream. I apologise, it might be a bit different to normal. We haven't got a guest on tonight, so it might not be as successful as normally this episode. I mean, this series hasn't been as successful as normal, but still, it's worth doing it. I enjoy doing it. Now, Cenk Tosun, this is only on loan. Now, he was getting game time at Everton, but he had quite a lot of competition with Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, don't forget, who can also play at striker as well. So he was getting a few starts, but there was times where he wasn't getting as many starts as other players. So he's gone to Crystal Palace, where he's guaranteed to get starts. I'm assuming probably ahead of Christian Benteke, who I don't even think is there now. He'll probably get starts ahead of Wilfred Zaha, who, yes, they want to keep, but he wants to go. So we don't know what's going to happen there. Benteke, I still think plays for them. I might be incorrect now. Been quite well since I've seen Benteke play. But I think it's a loan deal that I think will work in Palace's favour. You'll get them a few more goals, get them high up the table. they haven't been at their greatest this season, Crystal Palace. I have to admit, neither has their atmosphere been as good as normal. So, interesting, but does that mean that's going to backfire for Everton? Even though they did draw against West Ham today, thanks to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who I just mentioned there. So, I don't think it's a bad thing that Everton have done, because, you know, it means there'll be less competition for the likes of Calvert-Lewin, who scored today, obviously. So, I think that was quite a decent move for both teams there. Wine Babel to AFC Ajax of the Dutch Eredivisie. Eredivisie. That's how he said. Again on loan, and most of these are on loan, but most of these are loan deals. By the way, there's not been many done deals. We'll basically just end when we go through all these. So, yeah, Galatasaray to Ajax. Wine Babel played in the Premier League for Fulham, and I have to say that, yeah, he wasn't a bad player, but his hair, oh my God. His hair was literally bright red. He looked like a match. He did. It looked like a match. Literally, I was never a fan of that bitty bright red hair. He went to Galatasaray. Now he's gone to Ajax on loan. Interesting move, I have to admit. Probably considering that he is Dutch. Don't forget, he is Dutch. So he's moved to his home country, which he'll obviously know. You know, he's got a better understanding of Holland because he's from there than he does with Galatasaray. And Ajax, you know, he couldn't have picked one of the better clubs in Holland to actually go to, because you've got Ajax, you've got Feyenoord, you've got PSV Eindhoven. Aaron Richards, thanks for joining the stream, by the way. Sorry, I haven't got to the comment section, by the way. But do keep getting your comments in, gentlemen. If there's any transfers you want me to talk about, please do let me know. With Ajax, they've got a lot of quality players. They've got Dusan Tadic, they've got Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, who isn't particularly incredible. And I think with Ryan Babel's, I think, a winger. I don't think he's a centre forward as such. I think he's more like a winger. So that'll be putting competition for likes of Kinchi Promes. Tadic is also really can play in different positions. Who else is there? There's that there's that Brazilian guy. I can't remember what his name is. David Neres as well. People like them give them a bit of competition. Will he start for Ajax? So probably, but I don't think he'll start as many as Kinchi Promes. I think he's more of a left winger. I thought you were going live at 7:30. It was originally supposed to be 7:30. It must be 7 o'clock, and then I changed it to 7:30. And then I had a message saying he wouldn't be able to do it tonight, so just came to some agreement to put him on the reserve list for next series. Yes, a lot of explaining. It's actually not gone as according to planned. Hasn't gone according to plan. Let's just say that. But thank you for joining anyway. That's not what I had it as. Next one is Asmir Begovic from. Oh, where is he from? Chelsea, Bournemouth. I've got lost. I didn't write which team he was from now. Was it Chelsea? I think it was Chelsea, or is it? I'm probably wrong. Begovic. For some reason, I'm thinking he's. I'm thinking Bournemouth, but I don't think he. I know he used to play for Bournemouth. I think I might be getting confused with Boboc. Begovic. Oh, yes, he is actually. Yeah, I was right. He is on loan. He's on loan from AFC Bournemouth, so he has gone to AC Milan, and he's obviously a Bosnian-Herzegovina goalkeeper. Yeah, I did get that right. I just wasn't 100% sure. It's been a long day, guys. Just please bear with me. It's been a stressful day. Yeah, Begovic to AC Milan from AFC Bournemouth. Now, majority of the time, majority of the time with Asmir Begovic, he wasn't really playing that many games at Bournemouth ahead of Artur Bowick. And in my opinion, Bowick is a much better keeper than Begovic is. But don't forget, he had a good spell in the Premier League. He scored an absolute worldie, didn't he, from his own penalty area. That was for... Oh, that's going back a long while. That was, I think, for Stoke. Going back quite a long time now. He had a spell at Chelsea. Didn't really play many games. He's gone to Bournemouth. Well, he played for Bournemouth. Didn't get that many games. AC Milan. I mean, is he going to start ahead of Donnarumma? Don't know. I think they might switch goalkeepers around at times, but I don't think he'll start that many games ahead of Donnarumma, unless it's like a Europa League game or if it's like a European game or Cup game maybe. But I don't think he'll start many Serie A games ahead of Donnarumma. So I don't know if this is going to be... I don't think that was the right deal for me, for Begovic to go there, because I don't think he'll get that many starts. Lucas Wupp to Norwich. Now, I know a bit about Lucas Wupp because he played in the Deutsche Bundesliga for TSG Aktien 99. Hoffenheim. So he played for 1899 Hoffenheim. And he was a good player for them. Scored a few goals and assisted a few chances, and he was quite a good player. But is he Premier League quality? I don't know really, because I haven't seen him play in the Premier League. But he's always been in Germany most of the time, and he's still got a lot of years in him. I think he's only like in his early 20s or something like that now. And some of the goals he's scored have been good goals. And he's one of those solid players who has a bit of leadership about him as well. And I really like Lucas Wupp. And he's one player that if I was FC Bayern's board, which I'm not, but if I was Bayern's board, I'd be probably looking into him as another midfielder, because he is a very good player. So Norwich have a good signing. But will he suit Daniel Farke's style of play? Maybe, because he'll have a good understanding of what Daniel Farke's saying, because Daniel Farke is, of course, German, so he's gone with some of the German links. You got Stiepermann, who is German. Who else is there who's German? There's another player who is German. Farman as well, from the Bundesliga as well. So he'll know those two players. I think there might be another one in there that I've missed out. But there's some German players in that Norwich team that he will obviously know. So I think he might fit in there well. Will he play well in the Premier League is a different matter, because I've never seen him play in the Premier League, and he might suit it, he might not. Good thing is that this is an undisclosed fee, according to BBC Sport. I'll be going live in a bit with my football stand. No, you won't be able to join, Devil, but I'll be talking about your two teams, right? Well, as soon as I've done this, I have to go out to some pub for some karaoke thing that we're going to. But that is an undisclosed fee, apparently. I don't know what the actual fee is. It came up saying undisclosed on BBC Sport on Thursday, and I looked. This is a big one, though. Pepe Reina has gone to Aston Villa. And now, he originally was the goalkeeper of AC Milan. So that'll be why AC Milan have brought in another goalkeeper. Asmir Begovic will probably be the substitute for Reina, so he's their backup keeper now. But Reina to Aston Villa on loan. Interesting, because Pepe Reina, I would say Pepe Reina was mainly their second choice goalkeeper. And he had a decent spell at Napoli, had a good spell at Liverpool, so he does know the Premier League. He's had Premier League experience, played for Liverpool, don't forget, as well. But to Aston Villa is an interesting one, because Aston Villa are really struggling in the Premier League at the minute. And they look like one of the teams who could possibly get relegated if they're not careful. They just about managed to draw today against Brighton and Hove Albion. And I think Pepe Reina started. I'm not 100% certain, because I didn't look at any of the lineups today. I was just looking at the scores. But Pepe Reina is a world-class goalkeeper who has dipped in form recently. And I think the move to Aston Villa, it's an intriguing one. It's very intriguing that he's gone to Aston Villa. And with it being a loan deal, he'll get more game time there. He'll start more games and stuff. Hello. Newcastle United 1, Chelsea 0. What a result for United. That's a great result. All United need to do is win tomorrow at Liverpool. And then it's catch up. Oh, good result. Where are we up to? Yeah, Pepe Reina. To Aston Villa's interesting. He'll get more game time. And we've only been loaned. They might end up with an option to buy at some point. They might want to buy him at some point. But I don't think they'll be able to afford him because he is quite expensive. But he has got the Premier League experience, which will help Aston Villa. So, he'll be used to playing against teams like United, City, Liverpool, etc. Well, I mean, not really used to playing Liverpool, but, used to playing against the big six. So that might help in Aston Villa's favour. Ignacio Pusetto, gone to Watford from Udinese for £7 million. First of all, never heard of him. I don't watch the Serie A too much, but from the sound of it, he's an Udinese player who has been linked with Watford for a bit, and of course, if he's 7 million, he must be a decent player. Whether he'll be Premier League quality, I don't know. I don't know much about him. 7 million sounds a bit much for someone who a lot of people won't know much about, but if it comes off for Nigel Pearson, then it's a job well done for them. Darren Randolph to West Ham. This is the main one. Randolph, Borough's main number one choice goalkeeper, has left Borough after being brought into the club, I think 2 years, maybe last season, maybe season before. He was brought in from West Ham for £5 million. Now he's gone back to West Ham after considering that he's he did the medical and that failed because they noticed a few problems with regard to injury wise. They still went on with the deal, and it means that Randolph has left Borough. Probably Borough's best keeper, maybe Pez, one of the best keepers that we've had. And he's gone for £4 million, which is £1 million less than we paid for him anyway. So I can understand why he's injured, and and Borough do need the money, but to sell him for less than we bought him is a bit questionable. So I mean, we've used that money wisely. Actually, we brought in Dejan Stojanovic from the Swiss league, St. Gallen, who didn't get through the qualifying round of the Europa League and are third in the league. However, Dejan Stojanovic is actually an Austrian-born Macedonian player, so it's going to take him time to get used to Middlesbrough. Randolph will settle in at West Ham easily because he used to play for them anyway, but he'll probably be a bench warmer. Dejan Stojanovic, I think he'll probably be the second choice keeper over Thomas Mejias. But I do think he'd be another one of those bench warmers, but that was only £1 million. So they have brought in another keeper as a backup, and we do need another keeper because Mejias is terrible. He's absolutely terrible. He played well against Spurs in the first game, but then when we played away, he's just terrible away. So I'm pleased they brought in the keeper because that's who we really need at the minute. A backup keeper. And of course, we need obviously some more strikers. I'll tell you who we do need, and if Jonathan Woodgate's listening, Borough need a dead ball specialist, because yesterday against Fulham, the free kicks in the corners, absolutely terrible. They all came to nothing. McNair's not bad at free kicks at times, but most of the free kicks he took yesterday were terrible. We just don't have a dead ball specialist. McNair, corner-wise, wasn't brilliant either. So I think we need a dead ball specialist who's actually quite good. Someone like Jack Howison, who's one of those players who's quite good at free kicks, but obviously Leeds aren't going to let us buy him, are they? But yeah, Dejan Stojanovic, as I said, Austrian Macedonian player. He's played for the Macedonian under-21s. He's only a young player, though. I think he's only 19 or 20 years old. He's quite a youngish player. And I noticed a lot of players who play for both men are quite young. You've got Coulson, who's a young player. You've got Jed Spence, who's only 19. Ainsley Pears, who might be early 20s, might not even be, might even be like 19 or 18. We've got some young players in this squad. Ashley Fletcher, not so young, but you've got players like Patrick Roberts, who is young, from Norwich on loan. We brought in Nemecha, who's only young as well, plays for the Germany under-21s. So he's another young player. And what I've noticed is Borough like to build teams based on young players. We have quite a young team. We've got a lot of young players in the squad. Some of them aren't even getting played, mind. But we've got like Dale Fry. He's about 21, 22. So we have a lot of youth players in the team, and it's good because I mean, if you watched both on TV's Rotherham United, you'll have seen my dad on it. My dad did an interview on both on TV. This was Rotherham United away, and he said, "Give the youth players a chance." And that's exactly what John from Woodgate, who came into management, that's exactly what he's done. He's given the youth players more of a chance of playing. The only reason that Hayden Coulson's really playing more games than Friend is because Friend is injured. But what Ryan Dobson was saying to me earlier was the thing with Hayden Coulson is once George Friend comes back in, he probably will end up getting dropped to the bench again. And Ryan said, well, he won't be able to do that because if he does that, I can guarantee that Hayden Coulson will get fed up, he'll be banging on the door, and he'll probably leave at the end of the season. And he makes a good point because Hayden Coulson started more games than George Friend this season, albeit because he's been injured. But when Hayden Coulson plays, he creates an impact. Yeah, yesterday was terrible, mind. Though I don't think I didn't give any ball player bloody man the match yesterday. I gave it to Flame and Anthony Knockout. Or was it? No, it was even Cavallero gave it. But the thing with Hayden Coulson is he is right. If he gets dropped because George Friend just come into the squad again, you know, he'll have a right to complain. And it's the same case with Manuel Neuer coming back in when Sven Ulreich was in goal for Bayern Munich. Because Sven Ulreich was in goal for majority of one season. And then as soon as Neuer came back, Neuer was back in goal. And of course, Ulreich obviously wouldn't have been happy about that. But he's still at Bayern. So it's not for definite that he's going to leave the club if that happens. But I can definitely see where Ryan's coming from. And I'm glad that we're bringing in youth players who maybe might not have that much experience. But, you know, they can progress time from time. So, yeah, I'm very pleased with the way Borough are going about their business at the minute. We have sold players like Marcus Brown on loan to Oxford, Mark Bowler, Randolph. I'll tell you who I am waiting for to go is Gested. I'm waiting for Gested to go. And I'm waiting for Mejias to probably go at the end of the season. But that's really all for the Borough news in a minute. Let's just say that. Gibson Fernandez gone on loan to Spurs. He had a medical last week. Not last week, this week I think. And it was announced on Wednesday that he signed on loan. Good signing actually, because he's quite good for Benfica. Even though he's Portuguese, obviously different background, different league, not his usual home. But of course you have to get used to it these days when you're playing different leagues. But I think with Gedson Fernandez, he's a quality player, and I can see why Jose Mourinho wants to bring him in. He'll have a good relationship with Jose because he's Portuguese as well. So the Portuguese link, you can probably see where I'm coming from there. Ashley Young to Inter Milan, took 1.3 million agreed, subject to medical. Well, this was Thursday when I wrote this, by the way. 1.3 million agreed. He has officially signed for Inter Milan, and he won't be missed. Let's just say that. I appreciate what he's. I mean, obviously, United fans appreciate what he's done for the club, but at the end of the day, he wasn't very good this season or last season. So, a lot of people probably weren't even that bothered about this. signing. But Inter Milan are starting to turn into what a lot of people have called Milanchester. Because three of their players are Manchester United. Lukaku, Sanchez. Ashley Young. Sanchez was only on loan, I think. And now Ashley Young for 1.3 million. 1.3 million for a player who's been at Manchester United a long time. 1.3 million, bit of a rip-off maybe. I think he's, even though he's not been that brilliant, I still think he's worth a lot more than 1.3 million. I tell you what, if United were asking for 1.3 million for Ashley Young, I think Bo would have probably been in for him. But I probably wouldn't take him into Bo anyway. He's probably League One quality. The main question is, how will he do in the Serie A, and what does that mean to Manchester United? Well, United have Diogo Dalot, who can play as a right back, who is a lot better than Ashley Young. But I think United need to sign some more players. And we'll come on to a certain player in a minute. But I think it's a decent signing for Ashley Young because he knows the two players who are already there from Manchester United, Lukaku and Sanchez. So he'll fit in well. I just don't think he'll play particularly brilliant. The final one, Bruno Fernandes deal is most likely to be off with the way things are going. Because Manchester United had already agreed a 34 million pound deal or something like that. And only today, Sporting Lisbon said that they want to play. They want Bruno Fernandes to go for 68 million. So they want like practically twice the amount United wanted to buy him for. And there's loads of disagreements going on here. Bruno Fernandes, I think, badly wants to leave the club. Sporting Lisbon won it and gone to 68 million. But the thing is, if United don't sign him, you're looking at like Liverpool or Spurs. You know, Liverpool will probably sign him because they only want 68 million. Manchester United are a club with loads of money, right? Loads and loads of money. But you've got a board who are as good as a wet fart and are about as lazy as I am when I'm in bed till 1:15. But you got a board who are lazy and don't use the money wisely. Instead, they want to buy players who will probably knock the club up. It's 68 million. You've got over 200, probably 300 million in the bitty bank. Get your money out of your pockets, get your fingers out your bum, and buy him. He's only 68 million. What's wrong with paying 68 million when you paid 75 million for Romelu Lukaku to go to Manchester United? You paid 89 million for Paul Pogba. Look at Atletico Madrid. They have less money than Manchester United. They paid 113 million for João Felix. Like, what's wrong with United? United's board is ruining the club. And I can see why United fans are wanting to support Leicester City and stuff instead, because the club is getting ruined. Mark Goldbridge had a rant about this all earlier, and he said, if you think that you're going to get a lap of honour with fist bumps and cheering after this transfer, after this news, you're wasting your time. Because at the minute, where things are going, I mean, they want 68 million in 24 hours, which, okay, fair enough, but just get your fingers out your bum, get the money out, and do the deal. Get the deal sorted and get him in the club. Because United are looking for midfielders. They need a stronger midfield. Because Fred, Matic, Lingard is not a good enough midfield. It's not a midfield that's going to get you into the top 4 every season and going to get you winning trophies. It's just not. Let's have a look. Well, I'm going to do my football stand now. When you finish, could tune in. I'll probably be out though. Your Borsard lost. Keba get out of me club, says Harry Doherty. He's terrible. Oh, he is terrible though. Newcastle won 1-0. Aaron, what's with your profile picture? Oh, yeah, that was designed by someone. It's like something like a bluish background with David Luiz. But the thing with Aaron's was this was created about a year ago. Chelsea need Giroud up front. Giroud up front. Yeah, he's not that great. But That's all the transfers have to say. But this Fernandes deal has gone on for far too long. It's a bit like Gareth Bale, isn't it? Where United were linked with Gareth Bale for ages and it never happened. No bad language in live chat, by the way. And then when, United been linked with Bruno Fernandes for how long now? And where things are going, if it's not sorted, the deal could fall completely. Could just completely go. And then you'll get Liverpool knocking on the door wanting him, and then we'll end up, straight where we were again. Because there's players who have been agreeing deals with Manchester United and then snubbed them to go to a different club. Haaland was a pain in the bum for doing that as well. He'd gone to Dortmund, and now he's just scored a hat-trick inside 20 minutes. So, every time United get deals sorted and then and then they decide to go to different clubs, backfires on them. If United don't get a midfielder in this transfer window, how on earth can the club expect fans to want to pay their hard 70, 80 quid money to go and watch them play when the midfield is not strong enough? So that is really all I'm going to say. The Fernandes deal needs to be sorted now. Get it sorted, or Ed Woodward and you lot can go and get stuffed. Because I can tell you now, United fans are absolutely falling out with the club at the minute. Because it's just going on for too long. Ed Woodward's ruined the club since Alex Ferguson retired. The club's been screwed since then. And considering United have Liverpool tomorrow, this isn't a good time. So United are most likely going to get thrashed at Liverpool tomorrow. Anyway, I'm going 3-0 Liverpool anyway for tomorrow's game. But other than that, the situation at United is not going well at all. Selling players and not buying any. I don't know what's going on with them. Now, that's really going to be it for tonight's show. It's not been as successful as normal. It's not been the best as normal, but that's because I've had to do it on my own. I don't normally do it on my own. It's a bit different. But other than that, thanks everyone who has joined. We'll be live tomorrow for United versus Liverpool away, and God help us, because that's probably going to be an absolutely cack game for United. But I appreciate everyone who has joined, and from us here on Dazzer's Football Stand, hope you have a fantastic evening. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the thing up. Yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic evening. Thank you very much for tuning in. And from all who does this football stand, we will see you next time. All the best. Good night.